$200, and then and he did it just through Skype. Okay, sweet. So people I've heard really like Graham talked him up a lot. I talked to him personally about this guy as well, and he had nothing but good things to say about him. And Graham was just preaching this hypnotherapy huge. I didn't even know that he would do Skype calls. Like, we're gonna drive there on Thursday just for that. Actually, we're gonna drop the arcade off to get it. Skyped in the hypnotherapy. Oh, sick. Awesome, man. So yeah, I guess I just started recording. So if people are watching the replay, Chris and Sean were just talking about a hypnotherapist, recommended by Graham Young. I don't know if you guys know who Graham Young is, but he's fucking awesome. He spoke at the Vancouver event. But yeah, what's his name again? Okay, it's in the comment section here, so I think you guys should be able to see that even on the replay. At the Human Optimizer on Instagram. So yeah, you can do Skype call and then a phone call for hypnotherapy for $200, and then $150 every time after that. Sean will post the link. That's sick. I might just post that on that Gold-Blooded page. I highly recommend. I'll let you know for sure. Obviously, Chris has done it. He said it was good, right? So I'll let you know how the actual live session goes here on after Thursday. We're going to go do it. But from what Graham said, it was awesome. He said even like when I was speaking to him, he said he struggled with, actually committing to meditation and things like that. He said after his hypnotherapy sessions, he's been like dialed in mentally, and he's really been able to focus a lot better and just dedicate his time and stay consistent with things like meditation. So that's what I'm going to try and get out of it is focus and I guess time management, things like that. Try and just get optimized like his name is, so that I'm, a little more mentally focused. So I'll let you guys know how that goes. But yeah, by the sounds of it, if we get a link here from Shauna, if she posts it, then I think everybody should look into that for sure. $200. From what I hear, it's worth every penny. So definitely going to be sweet. Thanks, Shauna. So I'd recommend that. That's awesome. Also, what else am I going to do? I'm doing float therapy tomorrow, I think, Sam. So basically you go in the isolation chamber. You can shut the lights off. You can listen to music. It's almost like meditation. You kind of sit in there. It's supposed to be really good as well for getting kind of mental clarity and focus. So I'll let you guys know how that goes as well. I just don't know when the hell it's booked. I think it's fucking booked tomorrow. I just got to confirm that, but I'll let you guys know how that goes as well. I think that's also something I've heard really good things about. So another something else you guys might want to check out. 2 points we already float. 24th. Oh yeah, shit, that is tomorrow. So yeah, I'll keep you guys posted on that. It's supposed to be really good for like I said, mental focus and clarity, and it's almost like meditation by the sounds of it. I think you are kind of in a meditative state. You basically just float there. So all senses, if you shut the lights off and stuff, it's basically you're just totally secluded, and it's just you in there and your thoughts. So I'm looking forward to that as well. Yeah, I read that as well. I did some research on it prior to signing up, obviously. We were going to do the cryotherapy too, but figured we'd spread things out a little bit this week so we're not just overloaded. But I'll let you know how the cryotherapy goes too. I don't know where everybody's at in here, but actually I kind of know where most people are at in here, where they live, but Kelowna has a lot of this shit. So yeah, anybody have any questions for me to start here? Make sure we're recording. Does anybody have any questions for me here right off the bat? We can get out of the way. No, man, I'm cheating, switching it up. Honestly, if they did have some hats, I would have bought them, but they didn't. So decided to switch things up here. Might make a big order, but we'll see. All right, some people must have some questions for me here. I know there was some, like if anybody had any concerns about the landing pages, I did kind of like jumped on an emergency Zoom chat with the leadership team. They worked out the issues. I mean, these are just growing pains that we're always going to go through. Luckily, they were able to mitigate it fairly quickly. This is just going to be something ongoing as we continue to grow and try new things. They're looking at implementing some new marketing materials, some new landing pages, some new webinars. We basically have a guy who does copywriting. He did it for Russell Brunson and shit like that, and he does copywriting and basically webinar creation and things like that. Landing page creation, all that stuff for him. And it's $25,000 for him to create a webinar. And, but ironically enough, he happens to be a childhood friend of Cameron George. So Cameron George has him on a retainer. So basically he has him on a retainer for like $5,000 or something. And he'll build whatever the hell we want for the next month, like landing pages, new webinars and webinar structures and things like that, and copywriting for the email marketing and copywriting for landing pages, like I said. So he's going to be a huge asset to have. So that's going to be fucking awesome. I think they're going to make the announcement next Wednesday or something like that. Next Wednesday, they're going to kind of bring him out and start talking about what he's going to do moving forward and how he's going to benefit everybody and get our whole landing. Like a lot of the landing page conversion rates have dropped off, probably because they haven't implemented any new ones in a while. They've been kind of just focused on other things, but we've decided that's a pretty important part. They're at like 23% on average now. They used to be up at like 48% conversion rate. So this guy should really bring that up for everybody. Yeah, I haven't heard anything about that yet, Chris. All right, later, Adam. I haven't heard anything about that yet, Chris. As far as the custom landing pages go, they might unlock training. One thing that they've discussed is like once you hit a certain rank, they might unlock like ClickFunnels training, so you can actually get your own ClickFunnels account and make your own landing pages. So that might be a possibility. I haven't heard them recently talk about. I'll have to watch that Instagram training. I still haven't watched it. Was it pretty good or what? I have it saved. I just haven't had the time to get to it yet. What was I going to say? Yeah, I haven't heard them mention anything about actually being able to create. So maybe they will have. Maybe they will have like some sort of generic template, I guess, that you can insert your pictures and, possibly some ad copy there. So it's a little bit more unique to you. But they haven't mentioned that in a while. Not that I've heard of. Maybe they did in the Instagram training, but just today we had talked about it. And that didn't come up. What did come up was possibly implementing new landing pages and, being able to learn how to create your own through ClickFunnels, which isn't super easy. I mean, it's okay, but like it's not going to be just like something you can jump in and be like, boom, here's a template. I threw a picture in and I threw, my name in and it's good. But I don't know. I will confirm that. Let me just write some shit down here. So I don't know if I told you guys, but as of recently, they've kind of made up a team of 10 people within Global Affiliate Zone. Cameron, George, and Matt and Julian kind of came up with a team of 10 people within Global Affiliate Zone to kind of oversee new changes and help implementing that, and kind of be the eyes and the ears of the teams, you know what I mean? And I was fortunate enough to be one of those 10 people. So we have a leadership call that we do now every Thursday. And it's basically, we touch on what are the most important priorities, and, you know, so we can just attack them immediately, because right now it's kind of all over the place and nobody really knows who's doing what. So we need to delegate that. So that's what this group has been made for, so we can implement, because Cameron is a fucking genius if you don't know him yet, but he has so many big ideas, man. He made his first $1 million at like 24 years old. He basically created the entire platform that we use as a back office. It's the same as AWOL's. He has a lot of resources. He has a lot of connections. He has a lot of really big ideas that I don't even know about, ideas that Matt and Julian don't even know about yet, according to him. So he can't even believe the success that Global Affiliate Zone has had, with, you know, I told he's a magician. He can't even, he's like shocked at the results that a Global Affiliate Zone had right now with the resources that they have in place, because he hasn't implemented fucking half of the shit that he wants to. So there's going to be some big things rolling out in the near future. In the meantime, we need to get things sorted out, like the coaching process, which is still a bit of a shit show, especially when it comes to booking coaching calls and things like that. And just to make sure there's a standard that needs to be met for coaching, or for coaches to do calls, which is going to roll out soon. Basically like a training process that basically gets you, once you get through that whole training process and you know, you're deemed competent to do the calls, then, you know, you'll be certified. So that's about to come out as well. There's going to be more of a centralized thing, so there's not like a gap between Team Phoenix and fucking Gaz and things like that, so that it's things aren't getting missed. So can we do calls for a team if we go through the training? Yes. Yeah, you can, for sure. And that's going to happen soon. So I don't have a time frame, but that's like, we just had our second call. So there's some things that we need to get sorted out. That was kind of the main priority as of right now, was just getting that sorted out. It sounds like marketing material and new landing pages and things like that are going to also be a priority. So that's probably going to happen soon. And then there's things, like I said, this guy's coming in. There's going to be a project planner that's coming in as well. So he's going to really help, I guess, you know, start to get the ball rolling on some, you know, some bigger changes that are going to really help us utilize other things than just Facebook advertising, and training for people, gamification. So like the newest user comes in and you know, you get rewarded for like your first lead or things like that, really to help retain people and keep that up. And retainability is huge. So just to make sure that the newest users can come in, get rewarded right away, get those wins right off the bat, you know, things like that, because that's kind of what this whole community is based around. That's like the bloodline of our whole community, and Global Affiliate Zone is the newest user. So they're going to implement some things that's going to really help take care of the newest user a little better. And yeah, so there's some big shit coming. So I just want to, you know, I want, for me personally, I guess, to, as a leader, to be kind of your guys's voice. So I want to, you know, have you guys come to me with things that you think, if you have good ideas that you think are really beneficial, are going to be beneficial for everybody. If you have concerns, if you have things that you find are really top priority, let me know. I can bring them up when we do our weekly chats, and see kind of how they fit. And obviously I'm going to actually look over these myself before I mention them in our group. If I think that they're, you know, a really good idea, or if I think that, you know, they're take priority over some of the other things that we're talking about, then by all means, I'll bring them up to everybody so that they're at least on the radar, and hopefully we can get things moving on some of this stuff so we can have it all set up here soon. And like I said, like, there's fucking 10 really good people on this little group of people that I guess are leaders that have some fucking awesome ideas. So, and then they're all led by Cameron, who has like a million ideas, and he's been through this. He has like $100 million company with AWOL, and he knows exactly what to do. And so I'm super pumped. He has one guy who's going to try, and he's hiring him on. He said, this one dude, if he was to lose everything tomorrow, this one guy, if he just had this one guy on his team, he could start another $100 million company like tomorrow. So he said that's how good this dude is. So he's going to also use his expertise as well to, you know, really optimize Global Affiliate Zone. There's going to be some issues like we've experienced today, but I guess at the end of the day, I mean, we're all moving forward, and these guys have big plans. So yeah, it's definitely exciting. It's a good time to be involved. There's going to be some big things happening for sure, and it's just going to make things easier, like for everybody. So I'll talk to them about custom landing pages. Because this was something that had been kind of brought up already, so I just want to make sure that this is shit. We've been trying to get a hold of Magic Mexico because I've had a buddy selling real estate in Playa del Carmen, and he wants to get set up directly through that office so machines get distributed locally, but they're not answering Shauna's phone calls. Is there something Shauna's phone calls? Is there someone who can get through to them easier? He's for sure a buyer, but we need to bridge the gap. Yeah, I already talked to Shauna about that. I've never dealt with the Mexico office personally. Yeah, the LA office is probably your best bet. They'll point you in the right direction. Hopefully they can, if you need to talk to Mexico, then they can kind of get that channel established so that it's not, you're not fucking around or, but yeah, that'd be awesome. And yeah, let me know if that's an issue still. If you can't get through to them, I can talk to, Balaj is probably the best bet, I would say. Balaj, or maybe even Kevin Wong, but I can ask those guys if need be. It's awesome, man. Get this fucking take over Mexico. That could be big. You'll have to learn how to speak Spanish. Okay. Anyway, any other questions? What time is it? Let's see here. So does anybody else want the no hablo español. Poquito. That's true. I know it means speak, Sean. Come on. I know the basics, all right? No, I haven't yet, but it's funny because when we were just listening to Balaj's thing, I was like, fuck, we should just go look at that house. See what it's all about. Dress up all fancy and pretend like we have the money to pay for it. Are you actually? Oh, I might have to go look at it then. It's not too far from here. Let you know before it gets cold. It's awesome. You guys actually coming here to visit, or what? Or are you just coming to check out the house? Okay. Are you actually moving to Kelowna for the September school year? Fuck yeah, that's awesome. That's fucking sweet. Might as well. I love it here so much, honestly. Over Alberta, it's night and day. Just wake up and I'm stoked. Yeah. Okay, what else was I gonna say? Has anybody else? Did everybody watch this? Has he talked to you about it? Brian's training. Has he talked to you about it? I'm not sure what training you're talking about. Brian's. Oh, what has he talked to me about it? In what way? I talked to him on the phone about it. Yeah. What did you want to know? Basically, what is happening? I didn't watch his go live because I talked to him on the phone right before that. So he's getting a second mansion because there was more than the 10 people that he had kind of originally thought. So he's getting a second mansion for some more people. The main speaker is, I can't remember his name right off the top of my head. He was at Balage's event. Really fucking awesome dude. He's a hypnotherapist / hypnotist / has like a degree in psychology and has been a public speaker for like 15 years or something, and knows a ton about business. So it's going to be a little more high level training on business and like LLCs and all this stuff. So you can basically really ensure that your ass is safe no matter what, as far as business goes. Like, let's say someone tried to see you down the road or anything like that. You can basically have things set up so that with trusts and whatnot, so that like the government doesn't really know how much you're making, and but it's all legal. And so like it might look like you're making $50,000, but your other LLC is like the majority of your money, things like that. So I was talking to Kayla about it in Amsterdam, and she paid this dude $10,000 to basically give her this training personally and help her out with setting this type of stuff up. So and Brian's been really working with him a lot too, and he said it's next level, or the potential if you really are using your finances properly and things like that, and actually setting yourself up business wise to take full advantage of tax breaks and all that shit. It's supposed to be pretty huge. So yeah, it's gonna be good. That's about all I know. Yeah, it'll be good. Yeah, I'm going. It's going to be at the same mansion that we stayed at in Cabo. If anybody's seen pictures, it's fucking insane. It's the craziest house I've ever been in. Sports Illustrated models were all there like a week prior to us. So it's a big deal. Such a nice place. It's like the Beverly Hills of Cabo. I can't remember how much it was, like 15 grand a night or something crazy like that. Like it's insane. Or maybe it wasn't that much. Or maybe it was only like 5 or 6 grand a night. I can't remember. But super nice place. I don't know. Yeah, that's like where the 10 people are going to stay. That's where I'll be staying. But 40,000 per week. Yeah, that sounds about right. You're like on a cliff face. Have you seen the drone footage and stuff? Brian kind of released a bit of a video, and so did Jang, so did Julian, with all the drone footage. It's fucking awesome. Yeah. So yeah, that's all I know about that event as of right now, but it's going to be really good. Yeah, but has everybody seen any of that Instagram training? Is anybody not really utilizing Instagram at the moment? Because if not, I'll post that Instagram training in the let me see if I can just post it right here. Try and post it in the on that in the Gold Blooded page, the Gold Blooded group, so that people can check it out. I'll put it in the file section, actually, maybe. I also have a good comp plan video on here that newer people probably haven't seen. I can throw that in there as well. Or fuck it. Let's just see if this works quick. I can always just move this out if need be into the file section, or I'll just post it in the file section also. So yeah, you guys can use that. I just posted it in the gold-blooded group on that page. So you guys can check that out. Let's see. Hang on one sec. Just try and post this shit here as well. Oh, fuck. Okay, never mind. I won't be doing that. Sorry, just give me one sec. All right. Okay, there's I posted the comp plan video in there as well. It's one of the better videos I've seen of the comp plan. So people that haven't seen it just yet, it's in there. Instagram actually gives awesome tips daily on making pics for Instagram too. Instagram, what's that? Starting using Instagram. Oh fuck! Let me just read the rest of this. Oh yeah, sick. Instagram. Write that down. Still gotta watch that fucking training. Yeah, Instagram is a really powerful tool for sure. If you guys want to use it, but at the same time, I need a month for Instagram. Fuck. At the same time, like even when Caleb Maddox was talking at the Vancouver event, it's like you should focus on one thing that you're good at. Like if you can build a good Instagram account, or if you already have a good following, or if you're gaining traction on Instagram, then focus on it. Put your time and effort into Instagram as far as organic leads and things go like that, organic traffic. If you're a fan of building your fan page up and you're getting good traction there, then focus on that. It's better to be really good at just one of them than to, and get established with one and then kind of venture out and try everything else, than to just like half-ass every single one of them. You know what I mean? So Instagram is sick. I mean, Alicia had a lot of success with Instagram. Yeah, I know, right? Omnipresence used to be everywhere. It's funny because in our Balage's training, when we went to his mastermind, the one guy, Mark Lack, he basically was talking about omnipresence, and then at the same time, he's like, in the same fucking sentence, he's like, yeah, just focus on whatever you're good at. Like he does content on Facebook, and that's what he does. He does his interviews, and he posts clips of that, like 1 minute clips on Instagram and boost posts, and he focuses on his fan page huge. So I don't know if it's kind of like you try and build one up, and then once you get established with one, then you kind of start branching out. It's kind of what I got. That's kind of what I got from Caleb Maddox in Vancouver and Mark Lack. But I'm not saying only do one, but focus most of your energy on one, I would say, until you can actually, really get it dialed in. But fucking Instagram, man, I don't even know what's going on with Instagram. I need to step it up. Mine was building so quickly, and then it's just kind of stopped, came to a screeching halt. I think it's because snowboard season has not been going on for a while, because that's pretty much where I get all of my traction. But yeah, I don't know if anybody here has been I don't know if anybody in here was on Alicia's webinar the other night, but there's one girl, Lorraine, who's kind of getting started. She hasn't started yet, but she's looking to jump in here soon. She sounds like she is going to be like a huge asset if she wants to be. Obviously it's totally up to her if she wants to share the knowledge she has about Instagram and things like that. But maybe I'll just let her get into that if she wants to. And she has like 80,000 followers or something. So I don't know. I have to ask Alicia that. It's like an animal page. Her and her boyfriend created some company that like fucking blows up Instagram. And I guess apparently her ex, actually I'm going to quit talking right there. I don't know what the fuck I'm saying for sure. So, and then when I post this replay in there and she watches it and she's like, what the fuck is he talking about? So we'll just have to get that out of her mouth if she wants to, or Alicia's, whatever. Yeah. Anybody else have any other questions? I think people should try and should try and use some of that Instagram training. If you have no Instagram account, then I suggest you start trying to slowly build one right now. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I think some people should definitely try and build some sort of Instagram account. If you haven't already, start posting on there like once a day. It doesn't necessarily have to be business based. I find almost if it's strictly about business, then you're going to even when I put my domain in my bio, I fucking just started losing people and people were just like not following me anymore. So I think there's definitely a balance there. If you want to make it strictly business based, then do that. But I don't think you should just like kind of half and half it. Like mine's pretty much strictly based around snowboarding. So was Alicia's, but then she'd throw in the odd post like, about business or like check out what I do, or she uses like the Instagram live thing to, or on Instagram, her Instagram story to promote the webinar and things like that. And that's really been beneficial for her, but it's not so much like in your face, like do this, check this out. This is the link. Online marketing, fucking laptop lifestyle. I don't work, cause people don't want to see that shit all the time. Also Pete and Bree, I don't know if they're still in here. They've been killing it with Instagram. So it definitely is beneficial for sure to try and get your face out there, I guess, that omnipresence. But if there's something that you're really excelling at and you enjoy, I say put most of your effort into that other than trying to just do every single avenue. Obviously, when things like this come out and there's more training, like the Instagram training that really helps people out, then that's going to be beneficial, a lot more beneficial. And there's going to be more training like that coming out on other things as well. So just other avenues, I guess, that you can use for organic traffic, especially if you're on a tight ads budget, then that definitely helps. Like Alicia got to 4A, I think, without even getting one paid lead, you know what I mean? So it can be super beneficial. What else? What else can you guys fucking start using? Has anybody tried any of the stuff I talked about last time, like using that delivery tab or whatever on the right-hand side in Ads Manager? Has anybody tried using any of that yet and split testing with it? Or has anybody tried, using their second ad account to boost posts and adding people to your page or sending them a request to like your fan page? Anything like that? Has anybody implemented anything from the last webinar we did? And if so, what kind of, if you got any results from it or not, let me know. Ad sticking works good, and so does the breakdown columns instead of split testing. Yeah, and I mean, you should still be split testing, just use the breakdown columns to, I guess, cut down on guessing. You can still split test. You just, you use that. Awesome, Caleb. Yeah, so just run it like, if you're going to use a breakdown tab, I guess it's probably a little easier when you first run your ad to run it pretty broad. You could even select all for gender, and you can select a pretty large age range, from like 23 to, I wouldn't go any lower than 23 to like 45, and all of Canada. You know what I'm saying? And then you can really kind of use your breakdown tab to dial in the age and gender and even province. So I tried doing that if you want to get that dialed in. Interests at once. I wonder if you can use it for a bunch of interests. Yeah, I don't know, Chris. That's a good question. I've never honestly tried that. I'm not sure, dude. It might. I'm trying to think, is there even a column in that breakdown tab that shows anything like that? I guess there's only one way to find out. Because I know at one point in time, basically they really frowned upon using a bunch of interest because you couldn't tell where your results were coming from. Now with the breakdown tab, if you're using a bunch of interests, yeah, you can see exactly which interest is getting you the results, right? So that's a good question, man. Let me know how that goes. That might be something that we can start trying as well. Has anybody done any of the Aweber stuff? Have you got, sorry, let me read this question. How long on average should I expect to receive comments after releasing an engagement ad? If you've ran it for 24 hours and you have no comments, then shut her down, man. Try something new. You don't have to necessarily shut the whole ad down. Well, I mean, turn it off, but you can still try the same ad video or ad picture and with the same ad copy and just try, some different ages or different demographics. Or after you use the breakdown tab to kind of narrow things down. And then if you're still not getting any comments, then after 24 hours, then move on, man. And if you're still not getting anything and you're trying a bunch of different demographics, then try different ad copy. Try writing something up a little different. That link that Brian posted for the Aweber stuff, the hypnotic writing, sorry. Watch that if you want to, get dialed in on ad copy and how to write good ad copy that's engaging. Anybody else? Any other questions? You mentioned when you answered one of my questions that I could use Aweber to export my contacts to do an audience. Can't remember what you called it on Facebook. I've heard of that. Where can I find training on that? All right. Let's just do this quick. I guess it'll be training in this webinar. I could also make a video too, I guess, and post it in the gold-blooded thing. If you guys want to do, you're going to need at least a minimum of 100 leads if you guys want to use a lookalike audience, minimum. Okay? Just to begin with. So just hang on one sec. Just get it pulled up here and I'll share my screen quick. Okay. Okay, here we go. Sound. Let me fucking find this again. Share screen. So stay on 1 second. So if you guys want to do a lookalike audience, like I said, you need a minimum of 100 leads. The more, the better. If anybody doesn't know, well, I'll show you here quick too, I guess, to how to find your leads list. So here's where you go to find your leads list. You're in the back office, affiliate center. My leads. So you go here, show as many as you want, right? Depending on how big your leads list is. So let's just say, for example, let's just do 500. To export that leads list, let me just fucking make sure you guys can see what I'm doing. Okay, if you guys can't see what I'm doing, then just like shoot me a message or something on Facebook, because I can't get the chat back real quick. All right. So you come in here. Okay, sweet. Thanks, Sean. So come in here. You can set this to however many leads depending on how big your leads list is. Obviously, right? Select how many leads you'd like to select on this list or include on this list. Let's just go that. You go to CSV. It's going to export a CSV list. Boom. There's your list, right? Your list of leads. Go up here. Name it whatever you want to name it. Put it where you want to put it. Save it to the desktop. Name it to whatever you want. Depending if you're on a PC, I guess, instead of a Mac, then it's going to obviously be a little bit different. But nonetheless, come in here. Go to create a campaign in Ads Manager or Power Editor. Use guided creation. Ah, fuck. Sorry. Now, what you got to do here is go up where your Power Editor or Ads Manager, and you go over to where it says assets, the asset column, audiences. Audiences, right? So now these are some audience I'd created. Create audience, custom audience. So you don't want to create a lookalike audience just yet because you have nothing to make it look like, right? You need a custom audience first. Go custom audience. How do you want to create this audience? Customer file. Because you've just saved the CSV. Add customers from your own file or copy and paste data. Boom. So you come in here, add a new file, CSV or text, upload file. This is going to be where it's set. This is the newest, most recent file that's in here, right? This CSV file. This is my leads list from the back office that I just saved. Throw that in there. Audience name. Yeah, name it whatever you want. Next. So this is going to preview and map your identifier. So an identifier is basically what's in your lead list. So right now I have emails checked off because typically everybody puts in their email. Date of birth, that's just one more. Some have it, some don't. You can also go in here, put first name. Lots of people have their first names in it. This is just going to narrow down your audience a little better. depending, right? If you want it a little more broad, then you can just use email. It'll take pretty much everybody in your leads list. Upload and create. Boom, 500 rows uploaded. So there's 500 leads that's just been uploaded. So you can go straight to here to create lookalike audience if you like. Create lookalike audience. Location. So a lot of those leads in that leads list are gonna be from Australia. But let's see if I have enough. If I just target Canada. So this is gonna take people just straight from that leads list that live in Canada. And usually we've been taught this is what Julian does, is he just sets this up to 2. So this is just your audience size. Obviously this is going to get more broad and less like your custom audience. You know what I mean? So we usually just set it to 2. Create audience. So now you're creating a custom audience. It takes a little while when it's doing this, so you got to hang tight for a bit. Once that's ready, your audience, your lookalike audience, you can go here, Power Editor or Ads Manager. I use Power Editor. I recommend using Power Editor, but create campaign. Use guided creation. So let's just use conversion ad, for example. Continue. Conversion event is going to be lead, same as always. Then you go down here, use saved audience. Custom audience actually is right here. Just click on that. It'll populate. Basically, it'll give you all your options of any custom audiences you have saved. So here's the most recent lookalike audience that I just created. Boom. You leave everything else here the way it is. It's going to select people that are similar to that lookalike audience, so you don't have to fuck with this. You already have it in Canada. You don't have to put the language in there or anything like that. You know, if you've already targeted, if your custom audience in your leads list has all been targeted to English only, anyways, then you don't have to populate that, right? So yeah, then you can edit placements. Usually, strictly just do feeds. Just feeds. Don't do Instagram, no audience network, no messenger. And these are things you guys can split test as well. This is just what I do right off the bat. Daily budget, $5. Sometimes I'll do 10, but 5's better, I guess. 1 day click. Continue. And I'm sure you guys get the idea now. Use an existing post, pick something off your page, right? And then, boom, confirm. And that's how you use your lookalike audience. So you want at least 100 people, right? 100 leads. You need 100 leads to actually create that custom audience and create a lookalike audience. So, yeah. Just get back. All right. So yeah, that's how you do that. I'll post a replay of this on that gold-blooded page. And yeah, get on that 100 leads, man. You need it. So yeah. Would you guys prefer if I post that right on that gold-blooded page, or if I post it in the chat? Probably on the gold-blooded page, actually. It gets lost in the chat. It'll be better if it's just on there. Sweet. Yeah, well, I'm going to jump off, guys. Hopefully you guys can implement some, there's definitely people on here with 100 leads. So if you don't have 100 leads yet, then just once you hit 100 leads, that's how you create a lookalike audience. So basically it just targets people that are like your leads list already. You can also retarget your leads list. If you just enter where I put custom audience and I built custom audience, you can just upload that in there too. And you can retarget all of your leads instead of doing a lookalike. You know what I'm saying? It can just retarget all of those leads again. So which is also really beneficial if you're going to do, well, I'll have to post it to YouTube because I'll have to upload this to YouTube before I can actually throw the link into wherever the chat or on the page. Do you only want product buyers? Do I only want product buyers from what? My custom audience? If you're only going to do custom, or it's going to be pretty hard to make a custom audience of product buyers for most people in here unless you have 100 product buyers. Yeah, totally. Yeah, you should add them to the new Facebook group. You can add them to the chat, the gold-blooded chat as well if they're not already in there. Oh, yeah. Sorry. Product buyers. Yeah, only product buyers to the group. They have Global Affiliate Zone in the Team Phoenix page for $99 buyers. Yeah, like I was saying, if you're going to use, say you create another ad that kind of almost plays on your last ad, on your previous ad, then using just your custom audience and targeting your leads list again can be awesome, right? So you can use it for that in that way. And people start to see your face a little more often. They're like, okay, well, maybe this is legit. Or they're like, oh, I was gonna actually, get involved with this, but now that I see something else with the same person and they mentioned the previous ad, then it's people need to see things like 7 times. I think they say is the number before they actually commit. But yeah, so I'll post the replay right on the gold-blooded page. Yeah, that's what I'll do. And I'm out of here, guys. Hopefully you got some value out of that. And we will see you next week. Let me know, like I said, if you guys have any really major concerns and you want me to bring it up when I jump on the next leadership chat. And yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys, people that are here. And see you next week. Later.